comic friends, I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day, or at least New Comic Book Day for me. Yeah, they came on time on a Friday. It's always nice. First off, apologies for anybody who tuned in for a Comic Book Roundtable last week, and there was no Comic Book Roundtable. Basically, I got a new job, and I'm working like 10 or 12-hour shifts, and I was just completely wiped out by the time it came for that. And everybody else that was going to be on had other plans, so we just kind of canceled at the last moment. Anyway, should be one this week. My intention is to do Comic Book Roundtable, even if it's just by myself. So, there's that. So let's talk about the comic books I got this week. So, 16 books, it looks like. Some of the books I've got are books that actually came out a week or two ago. I just finally gave my copy because they were kind of not back ordered, but this kind of comic book was shorted, and it took a while for them to get them. Anyway, so we'll jump right in. Motherlands, issue number what? 4 or 5? Issue number 5. All Suns Are Stars. I think this ends at 6, either 6 or 8. Sai Spurrier story stopped doing art. It's actually been really fun. Kind of a mother-daughter book with some bounty hunting going on in it, set in a dimensional hopping kind of a thing. It's been some fun. Really, really like it. Next up is her Infernal Descent, issue number 2. This is from Aftershocks Comics. It is kind of a retelling of Dante's Inferno. This woman is traveling through the levels of hell looking for her family. She's been told that she can't unlock them. She has to do some other stuff in the process, but that she can't unlock them. I enjoyed the first issue because I literally like the play on Dante's Inferno. I like other stories that play on that whole piece of literary work. So I enjoyed the first issue. Looking forward to that. Animosity, issue number 14. The whole party's kind of been really split up and whatnot. Our dog here, Sandoval, has lost his girl, Jessie. So we'll see what happens next with that. I really enjoyed the book. It is, I mean, they're traveling from the East Coast over to San Francisco, and it is a slow crawl. I mean, I figure at the pace this is going now, if they ever actually realistically make it to San Francisco, it'll probably be, I don't know, a 200-issue run, because we're on 14 now. That'd be my one criticism, really. But I like it. It's interesting. More to it. What I believe is the last issue of Super Sons. Issue number 16. I think this ends the run. I think then in a couple months we'll get a Super Sons and Dynamite crossover, one of the Hanna-Barbera crossover stories, which will be some fun. And then there is a 12-issue series, maxi series, I believe, that's going to have the Super Sons in it also. Why they're doing that instead of just having just continuing the run, consistent run, I am not sure. But I really like the Super Sons. This is one of my favorite DC books. It is just a lot of fun. The characters are charming. Both Damian and John are just really, really entertaining characters. I like them together. I like how they play off of each other, especially kind of the reflections of their fathers. Is interesting. I actually think the kids probably have the healthier relationship between the group of them, but I like it all the way around. Anyway, Shadow Man, issue number 3. I am liking this story. I don't know. Something has to pick up. Something that is really strange. I mean, the last issue, we just got Shadow Man back. He'd been gone for like 9 years, and he's suddenly back, and by issue 2, he's gone again. So, where's the story going to go? I hope it doesn't just drop us into the Deadlands again, that zone between total death and the limbo land of voodoo mythology, I guess. Hopefully that's not where we go again, because that was not the better part of the 9-year series before. I enjoyed the way this started out. I'm not sure where I want it to go, but it doesn't feel like it's kind of right where I want it at yet. So, not that it's about me, but whether I'm going to enjoy it or not. Oof. Yes, Deadly Class. Love Like Blood, Part 3. Maybe we're going to get the final fight between these two. They are both down the dock. They've basically beat each other to hell and back. What chance does Marco have of beating Victor? Is his name? I want to say it's Vic. Victor, a Russian mob guy, kid of the Russian mob. What's the chances of him beating him? Because he's so much, he's the jock. He's so much physically stronger and whatnot. Is he going to be able to do it? And is that really going to be the end of this whole fight or whatnot? But wonderful stuff, as always, from Reminder and Wes Craig. Boyd on colors. Finally, I get my copy of DC Nation Zero. I am already reading the No Justice League thing. Who knows? I don't know. The upside to this is 25 cents. Summer events start now. Which, of course, I don't really care for event books, but whatever. If this was cheap, we'll see what it tells me about these different things, about the marriage of Batman and Catwoman and the new Superman stuff. I think this will be the first actual Bendis book I picked up that has Bendis Superman in it. So we'll see what that's like before I venture off into the Superman books with Bendis for at least a little bit. Anyway, issue 23 of Batgirl. This is the final Hope Larson written Batgirl. Basically 2 years with the Batgirl. I've enjoyed this Batgirl. I really think it's a perfect mix of stuff. So yeah, kind of sad to see her go, but she's off doing a lot of creator-owned stuff, which is good for her, and good for everybody else too, because she has some amazing stories out there. More so in the youth market, but still enjoyable works anyway. So, Escape from the Mind's Eye could probably be a one-shot, I think. Well, the end of the Strange Loop thing, which is kind of a weird story. Where she's kind of in a feedback loop in her own head and nothing's happened. It was the last issue was kind of odd for that goes. So I'm hoping this ends strong for Hope Larson. This hasn't been the strongest of stories, but I've enjoyed her version of Batgirl quite a bit. So Black Hammer, The Age of Doom is finally back. Issue number 2 here. This Jeff Lemire and Dean Ostrom, Dave Stewart book. Super enjoyed this thing. Really excited to see where it goes now. What is next? I'm really excited. Crazy things happen. Our new Black Hammer here, she is stuck in kind of like a interdimensional bar that's potentially, full of the dead. There's like the Ramones are there basically. We'll see what goes on with that. And then what goes on with the rest of them back at the farm. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. So, Detective Comics, what is it, 981? Yeah, 981. Batman Eternal storyline, Knights No More. I believe this is the last Tiny in the Fourth written book from here on out. We'll have new people on the book. Interested to see what somebody else's take, what they do with the whole Detective Comics. Does it stay this team book? Do we change it up to something else? Yeah, I'm just looking forward to what's next now. I'm looking forward to this being. I'm sure this is the end because this is the same. This is the same kind of cover style that was on the first issue of the Rebirth stuff with the Detective Comics and Stone kind of broken up and whatever. So I would suspect that that's the case with that. So forward to ending this and seeing what comes next. Hellblazer issue number 22. Some of you may have seen on Twitter. I'm missing issue number 20. Discount Comic Book Service got shorted and they're just not going to get it back in stock. The book is actually canceled, I found out this week, so I think it ends in 2 more issues anyway, which is fine, whatever. I was dropping it. I have not been enjoying it. I have not been enjoying the art in the book. The story by Seeley has been okay-ish, but the Fabry art, just, I don't know. It needs to be different for this kind of book. Less house-style superhero, I guess, is what I want to say, and more, I don't know, gritty or more Vertigo looking, I guess, for me to be happy with it. So, issue number 3 of Mother Panic, Gotham AD. We're set in this kind of a different version of Gotham where the superheroes are all gone, Batman's all gone, and this, the villain of the group, which the Consortium, I think is what they're called. They've basically gentrified Gotham like 10 years ago. And everybody's kind of underground and quiet or broken, and Mother Panic has appeared in it, and she is at least going to save her mother and then try and figure out what she's going to do next. She knows she's not in the reality she should be in, but she's going to make the most of it. So basically this is the halfway point for this story, and then the book is done. Now that we know that the Young Animal books are all ending, these stories really feel like they've just been kind of thrown out there. I mean, we're told this is a plan, but it still feels like the Milk Wars, as much as I enjoyed the Milk Wars, kind of threw a monkey wrench in all of these books. Kind of gave them a hiccup. If we want to look at the stories as a long story as opposed to pre-Milk Wars and then post-Milk Wars, which it feels like we kind of have to, because Milk Wars, kind of sets this stuff, but kind of puts everything on its ear, and it doesn't feel like there's hope of it being righted, the ship being righted, because it's been tipped over from Milk Wars, and then we know it's going to end so soon. I don't know. I am enjoying Mother Panic still, or like Violet's favorite character of mine, so it's going to be fortunate to see that go, and then maybe she won't get used again, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Issue number 3 of the the Justice League No Justice. This has been, okay, whatever. It feels like a quick whipped out event, just to get the books where they want them at going on the other side of this, to write the Justice League books they want to write. They have this kind of thing spun up and whatnot. It's got a whole bunch of writers' names on it. I think it's kind of largely Scott Snyder's idea coming out of the DC Metal stuff. I think it's actually largely written by Tynion the Fourth and Williamson. Actually do the work for the con I went to listen to them talk. I think they probably did the work of it. Snyder idea, and they actually put it to paper while Snyder's working on the upcoming Justice League stuff. I see Rosmo is on art, which is strange because I thought these were all supposed to be Francis Manapul. Covers are. Not that I have anything against Riley Rosmo. I love his art, so it'll be fun to see him draw all these characters and whatnot. But this whole kind of little event thing is just, it's as a whole. But the nice thing is it's only 4 issues, and it's done in a month. It's just done. So I can drag out painfully. So I appreciate that. I believe this is my last issue of the Terrifics. I have not really been enjoying it. Killer Squid from Outer Space. I like squids from outer space, so we'll see what that's like. But I haven't really... this has got Shaner on it, so Dr. Shaner's doing art finally at issue 4. I didn't think he was going to come on until the next arc. Maybe this is considered the next arc. I don't know. So the art's going to be fun in it again, but I just really haven't been enjoying the story. It feels... The last issue was meaningless, the whole War Wheel thing, and that was all... It was meaningless. It had no value, no hook, nothing to have me invested in anything that's going on in it whatsoever. It just seemed like somebody drew some pretty pictures and then people wrote around it, and without any real sense of a plot or pacing. And lots of times to me it feels that way when the story is art driven instead of being a teamed thing. The art basically have a very loose plot line. The artist draws whatever the hell they want to draw, and then the writer has to go back in and actually write in dialogue and thought to make the pretty pictures match up. To me, that doesn't work real well, I don't think. But I enjoy those books that I know that's how they're processed. I enjoy them less. And that's how the whole new hero books are coming out from DC. They're supposedly all art-driven, not writer-driven. So, take that however. So, the super depressing, really interesting book of Days of Hate, chapter 5 of 12. I really like this book. It is deep. It is heady. Dark art in it. The last issue, the head of Homeland Security, we thought he was awful before, and he just becomes diabolically sinister in the last issue. We're going to see where that goes. Have we really, some of the people, they really sold each other out, or what's going on. Very intriguing. Very intriguing. And finally, Skyward issue number 2. I'm hoping this one grabs me more. I absolutely love the art by Gabret, but I really wasn't excited about the story of the first issue. I don't know. It didn't have anything to really grab me and really make me intrigued about what's going on or where the book's going to go. So I'm hoping there's more in this issue that makes me excited about the intriguement of... I don't... the first issue basically we get a little bit before Earth loses most of its gravity, and Earth loses its gravity. And then by the end of it, we get a guy that we saw at the beginning of it that lost his wife, and this is his child now grown up 18 years later or whatever. And now he's suddenly saying, I can fix gravity. I don't know why I should be excited one way or the other about that. There wasn't enough there to make me interested or excited. Oh my gosh, she's going to be able to fix gravity? Awesome. We didn't, other than when the gravity initially stops and everybody flies away and horrible stuff happens, there's not anything to let me know that would be a good thing to get the gravity back or whatever. I don't know. So, kind of story wise an issue. So, anyway, that's it for my books. Make this quick. 15 minutes, 16 minutes, quick, whatever. Anyway, have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll be back soon. Comic Book Roundtable. We'll talk about last week's books. Hey, have a great one, everybody.